Hello YouTube family, this is Forex School Uganda and I'm Godfrey. Today I want to do a quick recap of the trade setup that we had in the Australian dollar USD pair on the 21st on Tuesday. Based on the analysis that we had done on the pair, I'm going to put the link in the description so you can check it out to see the full analysis we did that day and how we broke the market structure down, zeroing in on the area within the 4-hour time frame where we expected to see setups form in the lower time frames, the 30 and the 15 minutes time frames. Those are usually our setup time frames when it comes to quick scalps and day trades, and so you will check it out. But if you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe, like and share the video as I continue to bring you more educational value on the channel. So I want to do a quick recap of the setup that formed in the market that day and how you could have taken advantage of it like we usually do every day for a quick scalp trade as price moved from the support area, the low of the range in the 4-hour time frame, to retest the resistance, that minor resistance that had been formed on the daily time frame that would have completed what we had looked at as the AM pattern that was in formation, which would have been that completion of that M pattern with price retracing to retest the neckline, which was the minor resistance that had been formed on the daily time frame. Let's go check it out on the charts. So this is the Australian dollar USD, call it the Aussie. Today I want us to do a quick recap of what happened on the 21st, the Tuesday, with the analysis that we did on the Australian dollar USD and how you could have taken advantage of it to make some money from the markets that day. We had looked at this daily time frame. Of course, we did our analysis from the higher time frames down to the lower ones, and we looked at the monthly, we looked at the weekly, we looked at the daily. Then we saw that the 4-hour was kind of ranging, and so now I'll take it from the daily. This was the support area that we had, and we saw price was dropping to come and retest this very support area. We had also said price had created some minor resistance here, and at that time, while it was dropping from this support area after this break below the area, as it was dropping and was touching these wicks here, we had anticipated that it would retrace to retest this resistance area, which was previously support. When support is broken, it becomes resistance. And so we had anticipated it coming to retest this area before a further drop to the downside. And if you remember, we had said price was forming what looked like an M formation when price was around this area, and we said we expected price to retrace back to retest this neckline to complete the M formation before potential further moves to the downside. Now I'll drop to the 4-hour time frame. So this is the 4-hour time frame. And if you remember, we had marked it out as kind of ranging for that day from the 4-hour perspective. The fact that price had moved impulsively to this area, retraced, tested this area, went up, retested the area, the highs it had formed previously, then dropped to this area. So when price was touching this area here from our Tuesday analysis, that was on the 21st of May, we had said we were going to be looking for quick scalp trades from this area to come and retest this daily resistance area that we had marked out on the daily chart. And this is the area I'm referring to on the daily. So this is the daily resistance. We had said this was a minor resistance that had been formed. And we had said, like I've said before, for the completion of this information, we needed a retracement back to this minor resistance area to touch this neckline, which would be the completion of the M formation before a further drop to the downside. Now going back to the 4 hour once again. So when price was touching this area, we had said we were going to be dropping to the lower time frames to see if we could catch early shifts within the market to take advantage of whatever moves might come into the market as price bounced off this area to go and retest the area we marked as the neckline for the completion of the M formation on the daily time frame before drops to the downside. So if I could just replay this right here, that's where price was. And if we go now, if we drop down to the lower time frames where we usually catch those quick scalps or the simple day trades, if I could just chop this off. So this is the daily, this is the daily resistance that we have marked out in the daily chart. And so we expected price to push to this area to complete the information on the daily before a drop to the downside. We'll play this. You can see price here was just ranging. There was really no setup for any trade. Now, this was the big break that we needed for price to break out of this consolidation, because all we needed was any signs of price shifting from the bearish momentum to the bullish momentum. And so price first consolidated within this area before this breakout. Now, all we needed was now a confirmation of this breakout by price retracing, and we needed this level to hold price to the upside before we could see the move up to the upside to test this daily resistance. Remember, we do not predict the markets. All we do is to analyze the charts and wait for the setups that we are looking for to come to us. And all we do is just pick them off the table. And that's what we needed to see here. So price had just broken out. Now it is retracing right there. So that is what we needed to see. But now we needed a confirmation that the momentum, at least for the short term, had turned bullish. So we needed this support area to hold price to the upside. If I could play this on right there. So that was the bounce we needed. So once again, price consolidated in this area before we saw a break to the upside. We needed a retracement to confirm this break, and we needed price to hold. We needed this level to hold price to the upside. And now what we needed was just a confirmation with a bullish close, which would be a typical break and retest. And so we could have the confidence of taking any buys in the market that day to come and retest this resistance area. So the necessary course of action here, after the confirmation of this breakout with this retest and bullish close away from this support area, all you needed to do was execute. At the break of the high of this candle, that's where we would take our trade. And the low of this bullish move was the stop out area, with a TP being this daily resistance for a 3.63 risk reward. So we are risking this and aiming for this. That's what I mean by risk reward. That means for every $1 you are risking, you would have been targeting $3. If you're risking $100, you would have been targeting $300. If you had been risking $1,000, you would have been targeting $3,000. So let's see how this setup played out. Now, look closely here. If you took this trade here, price never triggered the highs, so we have not been entered into the trade yet, but the setup is still valid. Why? Because much as this candle never touched the high of this bullish candle, which would have taken us into the trade, it just dropped instead, but it was again rejected by this support area, and look, it closed above not only this support area to the downside, but also the support created by these two candle closes, the bearish and the bullish candle, having formed minor support area. This was a retest of that support area, and price was rejected, and it was able to close above the closes of these two bearish and bullish candles. So the setup is still valid, and we wait for a break of the high of this bullish candle to see if price could push to the upside into this daily resistance. We'll play this on right there, so we are triggered into the trade. Now, this was just a simple retracement after this impulsive move, and we expected a further impulsive move to come and touch this resistance area right there. You would have taken the trade off the table after price had touched our target area, which was this daily resistance. So that was the trade setup on Monday for a quick scalp trade within the range, and I hope you took advantage of it. So that's the recap of Tuesday Australian dollar USD pair setup. Keep watching out for analysis and trade breakdowns on the channel. I hope you gained something from the video, and I'll be bringing you more educational content on the channel. Be on the lookout, but just to be sure you do not miss out of any, and you are alerted of any new posting that I make, kindly click the bell icon, but also remember to subscribe to the channel. I will see you again.